Hey guys, welcome to a new series I'm starting. I'm gonna call it probably something like RagerRants or something, um, where I talk about a topic that my community chooses from a poll that I set out for a few days. Today's topic, we are going to be covering the recent um, drama in the Hoyoverse community, which for anyone watching the future, the date I'm recording this is May 17th, 2004, and the drama we're going to be covering is actually, we're going to be covering two today, but the main one I wanted to cover is the drama revolving the leaked contract for Zenless Zone Zero through Yomaholic. And if you hear me clicking, I'm actually doing this run in real time. This is a way for me to actually finally play Swarm Disaster, as I still haven't completed this fucking game mode, like 10, however many patches ago it was released. But yeah, um, so starting off, for those unaware, the two big games that play into this contract are we're talking about Weathering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero. So Weathering Waves is releasing on May 20th, so 3 days after I'm recording this video. And honestly, the actions of Zenless, or Hoyoverse in general, have proven that they're actually rather scared of the release of Weathering Waves. They see it as a business a threat to their business or something. I don't fucking know. And because they've seen that, they've gone rather extreme with the contract they released, and surprisingly, let's take this. Surprisingly, the contract got leaked. We had a creator on Twitter who was anonymous, ended up leaking the contract, and honestly, I'm so glad they did, because this contract is just fucking insanity. So I probably will be too lazy to actually find the contract and put it up on the screen, but the general gist of the contract is basically you have to do Zenless Zone Zero content and Hoyoverse content in general. And if another game tries to sponsor you, you have to report it to the sponsorship agency, and they can decide whether it's detrimental to the creator's image or the Zenless Zone Zero's image. Basically, what that means is anybody who signed this contract is basically signing an exclusivity contract with, well, the parent company, which is Hoyoverse, but the company that's the sponsorship agency is Yomaholic. So what does this mean for long term? Well, it means that anyone who signs this contract probably won't be playing Weathering Waves, as it's seen as a direct competitor to Zenless Zone Zero. Actually, it's more of a competitor to Genshin Impact than it is Zenless Zone Zero, as Zenless Zone Zero is a instance fighter game, while Genshin is the open world that Weathering Waves is as well. So, hold on, let me see. Subduing Evils is probably the best thing to pick here. Now, why is this so crazy? Well, it's basically strong. Hoyoverse has had sort of kind of issues in the past where people have been questioning whether the creators that play Hoyoverse games are genuine in their love for the game, or if they're being paid by MiHoYo to basically say all these good things and not say anything negative. And while it is with this contract release, it's pretty obvious that yes, the people who play Hoyoverse games and don't say anything negative about it are most likely under a contractual obligation to not shit talk the game, which leads to a pretty toxic environment revolving the game, and honestly, it just makes the fan base worse. Now, because of that, these creators might actually be strong-armed into signing this contract for Zenless Zone Zero, which means that Hoyoverse is taking up creators from the content creation space, and it's basically creators are a bit of a resource in the content creation scene, especially with games. They're kind of like advertising. Motherfucker, that would have been so good to have. And because Hoyoverse is basically taking these creators, it's going to hurt Weathering Waves long term. Because if they don't have any dedicated content creators, which, I mean, they will, they're a game, so, and pretty much every game has these dedicated content creators. We gamble again? Let's fucking go! Which means that, but they need larger scale content creators, and, currently, with this contract, a lot of the larger scale gacha creators are going to be given to Zenless Zone Zero, which means that Weathering Waves isn't going to have that sort of advertisement that you get for having a content creator cover your game. And yeah, it's just going to hurt them as a business long term. It's going to mean directly less revenue, less download, less play. Unless the game is just so much better than Genshin ever was, that and honestly, I hope this is the case, because content, or having another game that directly competes with you, really does make a difference. It makes both games have to strive to be better than the other one, and that is something that we're not really gonna see here unless Weathering Waves is able to clap back in some way. But if this contract does go through and there's no sort of action against it, it's just gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the gacha scene in general. It's gonna hurt Weathering Waves and Kuro Games. It's just not great. Let's go! We got another Pathstrider thing. That's actually massive. Hold on, I have something here. Not redirect. Alright, moving on. Yeah, so when this released, it kind of blew up, and everybody was like, oh my god, everything's going to shit. And honestly, I agree with them. Everything is going to shit, and we're all gonna... Yeah, it's not great. And I'm excited for Zenless Zone Zero way more than I am for Weathering Waves, but that is my own personal preference for roguelikes. I do genuinely enjoy roguelikes over pretty much every other genre of game. Damn it, not good. Alright. And because I have that preference in video games, I probably will be playing Zenless Zone Zero, and I probably will not be playing Weathering Waves, unless it really does pop off, and then I will probably cover it, see if it will do well long term, or is something that I will enjoy for a long amount of time, and then go from there. But again, it all depends on how Kuro Games covers this, and unfortunately, I don't have great hopes for how they're going to cover this, because they've struggled with advertising their game before. Punishing Gray Raven is another one of their titles that a lot of people really like, and it is known as one of the best gacha games that no one knows about, and I couldn't agree more. I actually did end up playing PGR for a little bit there, and it had a fantastic story, great combat, and no one really knows about it because it wasn't advertised very well, and the only reason I found out about it is because I am very active in the gacha scene. I watch a lot of gacha creators, and I kept on hearing great things about PGR when Weathering Waves was first announced, and I'm like, oh shit, I should probably play this just to see what all the hype is about. Now, sorry, I had to take a drink of water there. We'll see. So, fingers crossed that Kuro Games, oh, that was massive, finally gets their shit together and does a good job with their game. This is not best. You know what, fuck it. Yeah, we'll see. But unfortunately, that's not where this contract drama ends. Now, there was a bit of, of course, Reddit is involved in this, is kind of where the story is heading. So, Reddit didn't really like this contract release because they were like, oh, it's fake, because they're sucking Hoyo's cock. And they don't want to hear anything bad about Hoyoverse and leave my multi-billion-dollar company alone and whatnot. Which is bullshit, by the way. We should always be clapping back against multi-billion-dollar companies because they make enough money to give rewards back to the player and give the players a lot of good experience, a better experience, because they don't have to worry about like being greedy to get the revenue. Now they're gonna be greedy because they've been conditioned over the years that they can be greedy, and the players will let them get away with it. But that doesn't mean they have a right to be. Because of Genshin, there's a lot of people that love the game and they love Hoyoverse so much that they will defend it until they die for some reason. And they were basically on Reddit saying there was a 4chan user that posted something along the lines of, I'm the leaker, and this is all fake. I leaked it to a bigger content creator for views. Now, this was actually disproven on the bigger content creator stream later, and the Twitter account that leaked the contract actually came out and said, hey, that's not actually me. But people chose to believe or a certain subset of people chose to believe the fake 4chan user over honestly loads of proof. Hold on, let me check real quick. I need, how many propagation do I have? 2. Alright, I only need to hit 1, so should be able to just bop, 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 bop. Sorry, back to what we were saying. So, leaked, 4chan user came out trying to discredit everything, and it backfired horribly. And people are still mad about it, and it just baffles me that people will choose to believe whatever fits their own narrative, it doesn't fit their world beliefs, so they'll just cover their ears and just not try to worry about it, and not worry about the actual repercussions. Did I lose? Yeah, we go again. 75. We don't lose. We lose these. But yeah, it's just, it baffles me how stupid people can be. Especially when it comes to, oh Jesus, um, Hoyoverse games. And we'll see. It's something that we'll have to wait to see how Wuthering Waves and Kuro Games kind of clap back at Hoyoverse over this issue, if they clap back at all. Now, another sip of water. So, what is the next steps? If you want to support Wuthering Waves, go play the game. They do look to have some pretty good stuff, and the reviews genuinely seem to be pretty good. I probably won't be playing it off release, because I am playing a lot of games right now, and I just don't have the fucking time. But if it sounds like something that interests you, go check it out. I'm sure that the gacha scene in general will actually be much better if we have that competition, which is something I touched upon earlier. And yeah, now I did mention that there was a bit of a second drama that kind of ties, well, not ties into this, but it ties into God, people on Twitter are stupid. And I'm, of course, talking about the recent Robin is a lesbian drama. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, good, you kept your ass off Twitter, or you don't follow the gacha gaming scene, which, good for you, honestly. I need to get out of this shit. But, if you know what I'm talking about, then, man, it was a wild ride. So, basically, a new character released, and they're actually the active banner right now, for a support character called Robin. And people on Twitter decided in their head that Robin was a lesbian. There's nothing into the game that confirms that she's a lesbian. There is nothing, like, this is just out of the blue. People have decided, oh my god, this character is a lesbian. End of story. Sorry. This bullshit is so dumb. Now, Robin is not a lesbian. Or has not been confirmed to be a lesbian. And people have, like, gotten into a Twitter war over some character's sexuality that has not been confirmed by the company. I don't know what to tell you. It's fucking mental insanity. People who play gacha games are not mentally sane, and someone should probably go check on them. He says, being a gacha gamer himself. But I'm so just, God, this community is so full of dumbasses. Anyway, yeah, so people were like, oh, she's a lesbian, and then a creator who mainly plays Genshin, but does play Honkai Star Rail, has played some other games, but they're a Hoyoverse creator. They blew up over Genshin when Genshin was huge. Who goes by Tawano, put out a engagement post that basically had a picture of Robin and said, guys, do I have any chance with her? Please lie to me. And that's kind of how it all started. People were like, she's a lesbian, she wouldn't be into you. And so a different creator, Tectone, which actually is the larger creator I was talking about earlier, who had the contract leaked to them, and was on stream, who confirmed that the 4chan user wasn't actually the Twitter user. Irrelevant, but yeah, so hold on, give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take care of something real quick. Yeah, so Tectone, knowing that Tuano was not like a super drama big guy, doesn't really like getting into drama, decided to try to take the blame to himself, and get sort of the Twitter mob off of Tuano. Put out a post saying something along the lines of, can't wait to meet this character in the story, and she's sucking mad dick, or something like that. And that didn't gain a lot of traction. So he put out a second post saying something along the lines of, to all the men out there, who wouldn't want to fuck this character. Basically implying, this character is hot. I should probably take that quake damage. Nah, I reroll. I agreed. Greeting was bad. Oh no. Now that pissed a lot of people off. To the point where people were saying outrageous shit like, this is why gay people aren't comfortable around straight people. And man, that is such a wild statement to repeat. It was so crazy just how mentally ill people are. Yeah, I don't know. People have their opinions, and they're entitled to their opinions, unless they're stupid like these people are. And man, looking back at all this, I am realizing, nope, that wasn't what I meant to click. I'm realizing how stupid I hit Alt and, no, stop hitting window, hit Alt. Yeah, it's just so dumb, man. People need to get on. Oh, I'm looking at blessings. How many nihility do I have? It just, God, can people get off their crazy shit for like 2 seconds and have a civil conversation? I don't know, man. Ow. Now, I haven't really heard much past that. I mean, people have been memeing on it, of course, because we're on the internet and people like to troll a lot. But I don't know. That drama has kind of died down, and honestly, I'm too late to really be covering it, but I was talking to a friend about it, and he was just so baffled that this community is so dumb, and I agree with him. But yeah, we'll see. I'm honestly wouldn't be shocked if we get a crazy amount of drama within the next few weeks. Just because that's kind of how the gacha community be. But who knows? It's not here, or it's not something that I can predict, and we'll see in the long term. I honestly don't really have much more to rant about, so I'm probably gonna end this video here. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. As I am gonna try to make this series something that happens every 2 to 3 days. And yeah, if you did enjoy, and you want to come back in the 2 to 3 days, I would suggest going to my community tab, as the poll for the next video is probably up. And only 3 people voted in the last poll, so your vote will count. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.